Hello, welcome to another Wednesdays with Wendy, where we make small business ownership less stressful, one step at a time. We are still talking about September as the new year, so I've still got my garland up for today. We're going to keep it up all month just because life is boring and dull and gray on a regular day. So if we can celebrate something, we're going to celebrate it. So, Happy New Year again. I hope you are getting back to business and getting everything ready, gearing up for the fall and the last quarter of the year. Okay, today we're going to continue talking about Happy New Year, back to basics. And today we're going to talk about why do people not like to know their numbers? Like, why is it so difficult or scary to actually sit down and figure out your bookkeeping and, get in there and actually take a peek. Before we do that, my name is Wendy Kane. I'm the owner of Kane Accounting and Financial Coaching. I do bookkeeping and payroll for independent contractors and small businesses so that you can have peace at tax time and throughout the rest of the year. Okay, so why do people not like to know their numbers? Well, this is a pretty easy concept to grasp. It's like stepping on the scale at the doctor's office. I know, cringe, right? Like, none of us like that. I don't know anyone who likes to do that unless you've been on some awesome weight loss plan and, you're excited to see your results. Um, but no one really wants to know where you stand, how bad things have gotten. Um, Another reason is that with accounting and taxes in particular, a lot of people feel like they are being hauled into the principal's office and they're going to be sat down and told, here's everything you've done wrong. Because let's face it, I mean, except for weirdo nerds like me, no one out there knows accounting and taxes and all that. So if you're doing QuickBooks on your own, it's kind of just a shot in the dark. You're like, well, I just do the best I can, and you don't know if you're right, if it's wrong, how wrong it is, that type of thing. That's another discussion for another day. You don't know what you don't know. Maybe we'll do that in a future topic. Anyway, but there's still a sense of, okay, I'm going to go in and they're going to tell me everything I've been doing wrong. And I don't know about you, but the thought of listening to somebody tell me everything I've done wrong, that doesn't thrill me, especially if I'm paying them to tell me, hey, here's everything you've done wrong. You know, that doesn't make me want to look at my numbers any more than anything else. So, what happens, if you don't look at your numbers, or I guess that we're going to do that in a future topic. Um, Here are some examples. This, if you aren't looking at your numbers, you're in good company, actually. I've spoken with a couple of potential clients this summer. One has been in business for about 5 years or so, and they haven't filed taxes since 2022 because they commingled their personal and business funds. They didn't open a business bank account. They just put everything in their personal. So they really have no idea where they are in their business. They have no idea how much money they're making, how much expense. And they have some idea what their revenue is, but they don't know what their expenses are to get an actual net income and have some idea how much they're actually bringing in. Another person started a business in 2019 or maybe before, but hasn't filed taxes since 2019 and it's 2025. So we're talking, 6 years now that they haven't filed taxes. And the the problem is if you just keep putting your head in the sand, I mean, it's not going to get better. So the reason you want to do this is because what gets measured is what gets improved. You want to make sure that you're, looking at your numbers every month. And that, as scary as it is, you have to kind of step through that fear. You have to let go. You have to realize that continuing to not look at your numbers is going to be worse than if you look at them now. Going back to my example, my potential clients that I spoke with, I mean, both of these people have just ignored it for so long and it just keeps going. I mean, 7 years, 6 years, 7 years. Like, it's just not gonna get any better. And the thing is they may be doing better than they think. You know, the numbers might not be that bad. And if that's the case, then hey, you'll be like, "Oh, well, I'm not doing so bad. Look at that." And the thing is, if they are bad, you can find out what's wrong and fix it so that it's not bad in the future. Because just sticking your head in the sand and ignoring them is not a good strategy for anything in life, not medical, financial, emotional, relational, any of those types of things. It's really a good thing to look at your numbers, figure out what they are, see where you are now, and then as I learned in financial coach training, the rear view we don't look in the rear view mirror. We don't look behind us. The rear view mirror is small, right? The front windshield of a car is large. So the rear view mirror is back there. We can see it, but mainly you want to look forward in the large window and just say, okay, where am I right now? How do I fix this? And let's go on. And that is a better strategy than just putting your, putting shades on, putting blinders on, and just ignoring the problem. Because unfortunately, in this case, ignoring it won't make it go away. And it can open you up to a lot of taxes, penalties, interest, and such that you wouldn't have if you had just looked at your numbers. And we'll talk about that next week. All right, that's it for today. Remember, no one is born knowing how to do this, and it is not taught in school. If you're feeling lost and overwhelmed, that's why I'm here to help you. Go to my website to sign up for my newsletter, pick up a couple of freebies, and I'll see you next week.